Sunday, the 1st of January, 2017. I'm in front of the Unitarian Church of Montreal, engaged in my alternative spiritual practice of protesting against Unitarian Universalist injustices, abuses, and hypocrisy. And it looks like somebody's reading my freestanding picket signs.
What is blasphemy?
Sorry?
What is blasphemy?
Blasphemy?
Blasphemy.
Insulting a religion, or it used to be insulting God, but Canada has a blasphemy law which prohibits blaspheming against a religion, and Unitarian Universalists have accused me of violating that law. So I'm protesting being accused of blasphemy in the 21st century.
I'm not a member, but I think it's very interesting to have the I come for the lecture this afternoon.
Right. Well, I get lectured by lawyers, and I lecture them back. But no, this is actually quite serious. I mean, I'm laughing.
Lawyers.
What? No, the lawyers. No, the lawyers touch me, and then they regret it. No, because I received a lawyer's letter accusing me of this criminal act. Sent to me. The lawyer was hired by the Unitarian Universalist Association in Boston.
No.
They want me to shut up about clergy abuse, and but anyway, so
Look, we have all one God.
Well,
We have one God.
yeah, but a lot of Unitarians don't even believe that. A lot of them are atheists, including the ones accusing me of blasphemy. So this guy seems to be a traditional Unitarian. He's not a member of the church. But he says we only have one God. You know, that's a very traditional Unitarian theological position before Unitarian Universalism got pretty well subverted by the atheist faction. Yeah, the guy doesn't really want to know all the gory details about the Unitarian Universalist Association's misuse of blasphemy law to hide pedophilia and rape, but you know, I think he was at least curious enough to read the picket signs and ask me, you know, what I was talking about. The funny thing is, he seemed not even to understand what blasphemy is. I would have thought most people understood in basic terms, you know, what blasphemy is. Anyhow, maybe it was just a question of him not expressing himself clearly, but what do we got here?
It's okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
So, seeing some unfamiliar faces showing up today, people who are not regular church members or regular attendees of the church, including this woman who I've never seen before, and the guy I was just speaking to. Both of them people I've never really encountered, and I've been protesting here for quite some time. So it may be because of the fact that it's a New Year's service that it attracted some newcomers, people who might even only come just for that service and leave it at that. It's possible the church advertised the service, so there may be some people coming as a result of some publicity. But yeah, definitely some people I've never seen before showing up today, and only a few familiar faces that I've seen so far. It's almost a 50% split, or at least a 70-30, 30% unknown and 70% familiar faces kind of thing. So we'll continue to circulate here. But yeah, it's not a huge turnout really when you think about it. I mean, I'd be surprised if more than about a dozen or so people have entered the church since I've arrived, and I'd expect the service to be starting fairly soon, so unless there was a fair number of people already in the church, or unless a whole bunch came in the back door, it's really not a big turnout for the first Sunday service in 2017 at the Unitarian Church of Montreal. Sun's going down. The official time for sunset is around 4:30, maybe a little after 4:30, but there's a bank of cloud out in the west, so it'll probably get darker a bit earlier. Still some people coming this way. I may or may not be attending the service, but I think I'll do a little time check and see what time it is, if I can. Yeah, let's see here. Pull out the old timepiece. No, 3:51. So yeah, 9 minutes until the official start of the service. And we would expect some stragglers to be showing up a bit on the late side. I don't know what's going on here. One was taking a photo of something. Anyhow, no big deal. Okay, so at least one recognizable face here. And who else we got showing up here?
À ne plus vous voir, à ne plus vous parler au téléphone.
Okay. And yes, it's another familiar face, or at least a familiar beret heading in. So yeah, some stragglers showing up a little on the, not late side yet, but they're cutting it close for the beginning of the service. It's all right. Just on going. So, this is okay, so I figure I'll stick around here till at least 4:15. But I actually have a photo or two I'd like to take, so I might we'll play it by ear, but there's a couple of photos I want to take just after sunset, so might leave sooner rather than later. I suppose I should check the ISO with the sun going down. Okay, we still got a reasonable shutter speed here. Okay, so yeah, the sun's definitely going down behind the clouds as I expected, and so we're pretty well in the shadow now. And no pun intended there, but hey, it works. In the shadow of Unitarian Universalist misuse of blasphemy law to hide pedophilia and rape and various other Unitarian Universalist injustices, abuses, and hypocrisy. So, yeah, I think we're going to wrap this up sooner rather than later, and maybe even sooner than 4:15, because I do have a photo or two I want to take. this evening. This woman, I believe, is a member of the church, or at least a regular attendee. So, whistling to herself there. Yeah, the only one that showed up on a bike anyway. But yeah, as we can see, the bike path is actually quite clear. There's no snow to speak of, just puddles of water, and salt and gravel and stuff.
Happy New Year!
Thank you. It's always a Happy New Year for me.
Atheist? What's that?
Unitarian Universalists are accusing me of blasphemy.
They don't like atheists?
No, the people who are accusing me of blasphemy are atheists, which is a bit ridiculous.
Oh,
but,
okay. And what are you, a Unitarian?
I got kicked out for complaining about problems with the church. So,
Oh.
so now I'm a blasphemer.
We don't go to church at all, so we're safe.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, you too. So they were curious. They engaged in what Unitarian Universalists would call a free and responsible search for truth and meaning of that picket sign. And they didn't immediately understand it, because it is very, very strange for atheists to accuse people of blasphemy. It's a very unusual thing to have happen. You know, so they thought maybe I was an atheist, but no. It's sort of the other way around. We got atheists accusing a theist of blasphemy for blogging about their pedophiles and rapists in the Unitarian Universalist religious community. So yeah, the unfortunate subtext of that is that it implies that Unitarian Universalists hold pedophilia and rape to be sacred and holy to Unitarian Universalism. I don't think that was quite what UUA leaders intended when they falsely accused me of blasphemous libel, but that's one of the potential interpretations of their blasphemous libel accusation, which I pointed out in due course to their lawyer and top-level leaders. I kept that in reserve for quite a while. I mean, I knew almost immediately that that was one of the implications, but I saved it for a rainy day before asking the question as to whether or not Unitarian Universalists hold pedophilia and rape to be sacred to Unitarian Universalism. So, still haven't got an answer, actually. I did pose the question to the lawyer, and he never responded. It's always a Happy New Year when you're accused of blasphemy in the 21st century. So, yeah, so I'd be surprised if more than 20 people have showed up so far. It's a fair number of ordinary members of the public walking by today. Alrighty, so got a few more people coming this way. Getting a few Happy New Years from members of the public. I haven't had one from a Unitarian Universalist yet.
Do go freeze in hell.
What?
Freeze in hell.
Freeze in hell?
Yes.
Do you even believe in hell?
No, what for you I do.
Oh, for me you do. Okay, that's nice. Are you Unitarian?
Fuck you, man.
Fuck me?
Yes, just don't get on my nerves.
Oh, I think I already am on your nerves, asshole. Have a happy new year, asshole.
Oh, really?
So I don't know who this guy is. He's not a familiar face, but wants me to burn in hell he doesn't believe in. Sounds like a typical Unitarian Universalist to me, even though his face isn't familiar. So, well, that was entertaining, if nothing else. Hopefully it was recorded. I should check my camera, make sure it's still, oh yes, it's still running. So we have a video footage of ostensible Unitarian Universalist telling me to burn in hell. So, yeah, that's always entertaining. I see a little bit of pink in the clouds there. Might get a nice sunset. All the more reason to end the protest early. But I'm glad I hung around for this guy to tell me to burn in hell. That was certainly a little highlight of today's protest. It's not very often. In fact, this may actually be the first time I've been told to burn in hell in the whole almost 20 years of protesting here. So it's definitely somewhat ironic within the context of Unitarian Universalism to be told to burn in hell. Anyhow, and to think, that I should burn in hell for telling the truth about Unitarian Universalist anti-religious intolerance and bigotry, and Unitarian Universalist clergy sexual misconduct, which includes, but is by no means limited to, such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape committed by certain Unitarian